become the executive director of a nonprofit focused on mentoring at-risk youth and reducing teen violence, a role that stood in sharp contrast to his past. Next, you'll see how a suspect's sudden attack nearly cost an officer his life. On August 20th, 2023, what started as a medical call for help in Charlotte, North Carolina, quickly turned into a violent and chaotic encounter between police officers and an armed suspect. Shortly before 8 a.m., officers were dispatched to an assist medic call. When they arrived at the apartment complex, they could immediately tell something wasn't right. And within moments, the situation spiraled into a deadly attack that nearly cost an officer his life.
Hey, 1305, step up traffic, on to 423. I hear fighting inside. I hear people screaming. That's a gunshot.
Before they could make contact, the situation escalated fast. Officers heard gunshots coming from inside the unit, which forced them to act right away. Realizing someone inside could be in serious danger, they decided to break into the apartment. But once they were inside, they had no idea the danger was about to hit them like this.
Police department! Police department!
As the officer approached to subdue the suspect, he attacked and overpowered the officer. The suspect had a firearm in his hand, but luckily it fell to the ground before the attack. As both officers tried to take him into custody, the situation took another dangerous turn. During the struggle, the suspect pulled out a knife and did the most horrible thing.
Oh my God! It's the cops! What the f***? Don't kill him, please don't kill him, don't kill him! He's paranoid, he's delusional, he's trying to train. Please, don't go, please don't kill him!
You got something? Please not.
Help! Hey, fire! Fire, come in! I'm bleeding, I got stabbed.
I got shot in the arm.
Right here. Take me in, Bishop.
So
You shot in the arm?
I'm shot in the arm, it really hurt. I don't know what to do, I'm so scared.
Is he dead?
During the physical struggle, the suspect pulled out a knife and badly injured an officer in the head and neck area, causing serious injuries. At that critical moment, Officer Bork fired his service weapon, hitting the suspect and bringing the confrontation to an end. Luckily, paramedics were right outside the room and quickly gave medical aid to the injured officer before rushing him out for further treatment. EMS also tried to help the suspect, but he was later pronounced dead at the scene. They also found a female victim, his girlfriend, inside the apartment. She had been shot earlier, but survived after being taken to the hospital. Next, you'll see how a dangerous criminal suddenly stepped out of his car and opened fire on officers. On September 27th, 2024, a deadly sequence of events unfolded on Friday evening in Plano, Illinois, beginning with a tragic 911 call. This type of situation may sound like something from a movie, but in real life, it's beyond imaginable. Let's listen to the 911 call first.
911, what's the location emergency?
Yes, pretty sure I just got robbed today. Some of my guns are missing and everything.
Okay. And what is your address?
It's Pratt Court, Plano, Illinois.
Okay. And do you have like signs of forced entry in your home?
Yeah, I just noticed it right now.
All right. How many of them are missing?
That I don't know yet because I didn't take inventory, but I know a shotgun is missing.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and have our officer.
Hey!
Hello?
The dispatch failed to connect with the caller, later identified as 70-year-old Russell, who was found deceased at the scene. After hearing gunshots, a neighbor called 911. Upon arrival, officers witnessed shocking events unfold. The suspect had taken a shotgun and attempted to flee the scene in a car.
The 601 garage door just opened. The vehicle started in the garage. Hey, please stop! 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 Got a 28 Edward Bravo, Edward Boy 20606, 20606. Stop!
As the suspect fled the scene, a multi-agency pursuit was initiated. The chase ended near an intersection where officers confronted the suspect. When the suspect exited his vehicle, the officers didn't expect him to make such a move. As the suspect stepped out and fired, the officers quickly discharged their weapons in defense of themselves and others nearby. The suspect was injured during the exchange and later pronounced deceased by paramedics. It was later revealed that the suspect was 36-year-old Nicholas Novak, the son of the victim. Fortunately, no officers were injured during the incident. Next, you'll see how a career criminal used an officer's own baton against him, leaving the officer seriously injured. On September 28, 2017, Officer Gregory Lovell from Salt Lake City Police responded to a call about harassment at a massage school. Witnesses said the suspect had allegedly groped a woman and was causing more trouble, which led to a request for immediate police response. Officer Lovell was the first to arrive at the scene to check things out, but little did he know his response was about to turn into a complete nightmare.
He pulled up the third thing and he was afraid of walking back.
Okay, do you want to press charges or anything?
I don't know. I grabbed one of my...
Hey, come over here for a second.
Grab it quick.
No,
Come on, brother.
come over here.
Take it right. Just give up.
Hey, get away from the car.
Stop. Pick up, buddy.
211, will you step my back up? Hey, get over here. Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Just come talk to me for a minute, man.
No. Come on,
Don't. Hey, stay right there.
Can you get Bonnie?
Get it. Sit down.
Bro, can you
Sit down.
Come on.
Sit down.
Man.
The suspect, later identified as Michael Bruce Peterson, wasn't willing to comply with the officer and started walking away from the scene. Officer Lovell followed him, not realizing just how dangerous things were about to get. Peterson was a dangerous criminal who had spent over a decade in Utah State Prison and had even been convicted of attempted murder. He eventually made his way to a nearby gas station on foot, where he tried to steal a Jeep and make a run for it, and that's when things really started to take a violent turn.
Don't. Hey. Get out of the car.
Punk out.
Ow! Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Come on, asshole.
211, phase deployment. Get out and get on the ground. Get out and get on the ground. Let's go.
As Peterson stepped out of the vehicle, he suddenly overpowered Officer Lovell, sparking a violent close-quarters struggle. During the altercation, Peterson managed to disarm the officer, taking his police baton and using it against him. He struck Officer Lovell multiple times, inflicting severe injuries. The attack left the officer with a broken nose and a broken leg. At that critical moment, a backup officer witnessed the brutal assault and made the split-second decision to discharge his firearm, ultimately stopping the threat. Though Peterson was neutralized, Officer Lovell had already endured significant and painful injuries. The backup officer then rushed to assist Officer Lovell, providing aid until paramedics arrived. Officer Lovell was quickly transported to a nearby hospital, where he received treatment for his injuries and eventually recovered. Michael Bruce Peterson was pronounced dead at the scene. If you found this video informative and want to see more like it, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check out my latest videos by clicking either of these two right here.
On August 27, 2024, St. Johns and Flagler County Sheriff's Office in Florida were alerted to a stolen Ferrari, located via a license plate reader. The Ferrari 488 Spider, worth around $300,000, was reportedly stolen at gunpoint 3 days earlier by two teenagers in Cranston, Rhode Island. Interestingly, a post-event police report from Florida mentions the prior events that unfolded in Cranston Police Department in Rhode Island. They meant to type Cranston, but Florida officials may have misunderstood a Rhode Islander pronouncing Cranston Police Department in their famed accent. The report details that the teens allegedly broke into an acquaintance's home around 3 o'clock in the morning, wearing ski masks, and held up an adult couple who were home with their two kids, demanding keys to the Ferrari and a Corvette, though they apparently only took the Ferrari because the Corvette was not at the home at the time. One teen drove it to Florida and was caught on the license plate reader camera and found to have stopped at a Circle K gas station, used his debit card to purchase gasoline and a beverage, and then left the gas station as the sole occupant of the Ferrari, while the other teenager was nowhere to be found. The Ferrari's high speed, which can reach over 200 miles an hour, made it difficult for officers across several states to apprehend the teenage driver without risking serious bodily harm. News reports indicate the Ferrari was involved in chases out of Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, and possibly other states before this pursuit in Florida began.
Units responding to vehicle is now eastbound on 206. Sheriff 201 is shutdown. FHP is helping with that. They're advising that the male is armed and dangerous. The male is armed and dangerous.
Charlie 221, it just passed at 298 southbound US 1.
Anything to authorize 1031, Charlie 222,
Negative, FHP's in front.
Monitor all units. St. Johns County has patched the channel.
St. Johns County units. I need multiple units at US 1 and 95, and then I need probably 6 or 7 units on the interstate in the area of the county line. I'll be with Malu and a couple others to make that happen. Do you have any units behind it?
You're advised southbound on Old Kings from at Kansas Woods.
Our air unit is en route to you right now. It's a light blue Ferrari. I believe it's involved in a home invasion robbery. We've chased it all the way from 210 to you guys. He's extremely single 12. He's been doubling back. He's been made it to the interstate every time.
Monday.com is the best AI for work, and here's why. Let me show you some of the mind-blowing things thousands of companies are already doing with Monday.com's AI. If you're in marketing, sending bulk emails used to take hours. Now,
we have units set up on 95. Do you know where you guys last saw it?
I had eyes on it at 298 southbound, and FHP was behind it as well.
Southbound, Old Kings, Fleetwood, Signal 12.
Southbound Old Kings from Fleetwood.
Now that the course of the pursuit has been confirmed, this officer packs up his stop sticks and jumps in his cruiser to assist on the road.
613, let's get 6 at the exits for the on-ramp. Here's one occupant.
Coming up to Palm Coast Parkway.
613, the pursuit's authorized. Have the units behind the vehicle identify themselves.
Westbound Palm Coast Parkway.
Over the
This extremely determined officer appears to have slammed into a curb while attempting to keep up with the Ferrari. Based off the street signs and vehicle orientation shown on his body camera, it appears he hit this curb, likely avoiding civilian vehicles that blocked him in the actual lanes of the road.
Stick to Brushwood. Head to Boulder Rock.
At Boulder Rock, stick to Brushwood, please stick to Brushwood.
Along with our open records request, we obtained red light traffic camera footage. Utilizing Google Earth and footage frames to estimate distance over time, we estimate the Ferrari is traveling between 110 and 130 miles per hour.
We're coming up to Belter. 615, I'm at Belter in the Parkway. Just asking me now westbound. So it's south of Belter, south of Belter. Stick to
Whiteview and Royal Palms ASAP.
You said what is Whiteview and Royal Palms to Sticks?
Southbound Belfair, after Cypress Point, signal 12, high rate of speed. 613 is Fireflight on it yet?
Fireflight is a specific helicopter utilized in this area of Florida. It can be used for fire suppression, emergency medical transportation, search and rescue operations, and in this case, law enforcement support. The Flagler County government website sources that the helicopter has a top speed of 150 miles per hour. Notably, the Ferrari can reach over 200, though it would only win the race on unimpeded roads.
Firefight hasn't launched yet. They were getting ready. 225, we're passing Pine Lake. Yeah, we're passing Pine Lake, 225.
33 to the unit behind me, PG. We're going to run stop signal across Belfair at Walgreens.
He passed the school. We had on traffic camera. 50 feet ahead of you guys. He was probably 100 plus.
Copy.
According to news sources, Flagler County established a real-time crime center in spring of 2020, giving officials access to live feeds of street cameras, public school surveillance systems, government buildings, and public parks. Sources indicate they've even built a database of privately owned security cameras in case officials need to access footage soon after a crime takes place. This system has invoked relief for some, while stoking fears of Big Brother in others. But in this situation, the system has proved its worth in monitoring a high-speed chase that both aerial and ground vehicles struggle to keep up with.
Since no one's right behind, we'll give updates on traffic count as we can.
Yeah, Mark.
9-1. Give me an updated location. Street, please. Should be heading south, coming up to Belfair Parkway and Whiteview Parkway. It has not come there yet. It had last passed Buddy Taylor Middle School, southbound Belfair.
Do you have any units on US 1 if it goes that way?
Yeah, Firefight is launching. Firefight is up in there.
He's trying to get back to the interstate. Let's get sticks at 195. 226 already has it set.
Hey, Joe, let me get over here at the county line on 195.
I've got these sticks right here at Full Palms. Where's he at?
Make sure we got units at Whiteview and US 20 possibly went down with the wheel to head back towards Whiteview. Did he not pass Royal Palms?
So far, we have no confirmation he even passed Whiteview. He just went down Richard or Parkview. We're trying to review footage and see if maybe he turned.
That's the one go east on Whiteview as well, not in the neighborhoods. 615 on westbound Whiteview from Whippoorwill headed towards US 1.
Can we get an ETA on Fireflight, please? It's in the air. It'll be, it looks like.
746 I came up from Belfair, 199 all the way around home.
After he passed the school southbound, we just reviewed, he's never made it through the Whiteview intersection. He went to W's, down Whippoorwill, over down into Pritchard.
Alright, all units that have stop sticks at major intersections just stand by until we determine what direction he's going. 615, I went from Belfair, Whippoorwill, Whiteview to Woodbury, and I'm on Pine Lake now, 1096 so far. Fireflight on 123.025.
Fireflight, we copy you on this channel.
Chief, we're reviewing Whiteview again. He was going so fast through the school area. We just want to make sure we didn't miss him coming through Whiteview.
We notified St. John's as well that we lost visual just in case. Just back to northbound.
Did you see a light blue car like a Ferrari come through here? Yeah. No blue car?
Logan.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
We have a name on the suspect. Logan. Unpronounceable. Sleza. And Jonathan Costa. We'll look up the names now, see if he's local ties.
You copies on this channel. We need some updated locations.
Firefight, we copy on this channel. So we give Firefight an updated location if we have one.
We do not. Last seen in front of Belfair. Going on probably 12 minutes.
Did you guys see any blue Ferrari come down this way?
He was sliding, man.
Yeah. He's around here somewhere, just so y'all know.
It's like a blue Ferrari.
Yeah. All right, I appreciate it.
A police report vaguely indicates that through, quote, investigative means, officers identified a known associate of the suspect who lived in the neighborhoods the Ferrari apparently vanished in. Additionally, news reports indicate that the thermal visuals from their aerial camera showed that there was a hotspot behind the associate's home. It wouldn't take long for officers to discover that heat signature was the Ferrari itself, which the teenage suspect allegedly covered with a red cloth in the backyard in an attempt to hide it from authorities. The moment of apprehension wouldn't come until a few hours after officers lost visual of the Ferrari on Belle Terre. The body cam footage we received begins after officers handcuffed a resident of the home who is an apparent acquaintance of the alleged Ferrari thief's cousin. It is unknown if this acquaintance was aware of the alleged criminal activity at this time.
You got a free hand? That's his.
Is there, you're saying there's somebody else in the house? So I'm on the
While some officers question this seemingly uninvolved tenant of the home, others assist in surrounding the house in hopes to safely draw Jonathan out.
This is the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. Come out to work there with your hands raised and empty. Follow all commands.
Is that the one that's in there right now? Okay.
Look at them literally.
Stop pulling away. Hey, do you know if there's any guns in there or anything? Do y'all have access to any weapons in there?
All I know is like a BB gun in the back. That's all I know.
Okay, you don't know anything about any other guns or anything?
To the back of the house or the back of the car?
Any animals in there?
2 cats.
2 cats? Where is it?
It's in the back. Where the sunroom is.
This guy, what's the other guy's name in the house?
Jonathan.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay, what's his intent? How come he didn't come out with you?
I don't really know too much. I was really confused when he came here. All I know is that he's my friend's cousin.
How was he acting?
And he was acting like, nervous, and he told me that he was like...
One more on the porch, white shirt, black pants.
Stand up. All commands.
Jonathan appears to follow all commands and shows no signs of resistance.
He's advising his name is Jonathan Costa. Where's Logan? He's not here. I have no idea where he is. Where'd you drop him off at? He's not here. He's not in Florida. All right. Escort him back. Am I hitting drops to Rhode Island? I have no idea. We got charges all across the East Coast. All right.
Let's turn the radio off.
All right. I'm going to turn the air on back.
You don't think there's anybody else in the house? Did you go through the house? Would you know if there was anybody else?
There's nobody else in the house.
Compared to many of the suspects that officers encounter in high-profile cases, Jonathan seems overly calm. In fact, for multiple hours, he appears to be sleeping in the back of the cruiser while officers attempt to clear the house to ensure Logan is not within.
Out the front door with your hands raised and empty. And follow all commands. Logan, if you're inside the house, this is for Logan. Come out with your hands raised and empty. Logan, understand that you're not getting anywhere. Come out the front door with your hands raised. Follow all commands and go to
What's that?
the car.
I think he's telling the truth or not? I don't know, dude.
Hey, what's up, buddy? My name's Deputy Arnold. I'm with the County Sheriff's Office.
What's going on, man?
I might talk to you about what's going on. I'm just gonna ask you some safety questions. Is there anybody else in the house?
I don't think so. My buddy's friend was there. I don't know where he went.
What's his name? Now listen, understand that I do know some information.
No, I understand.
So,
I'm not trying to lie to you at all. I really don't remember his name.
You're not telling me the truth.
I'm not telling you the truth.
Listen to me, buddy. Listen, just work with me here. There's information that I know, and I'm not talking to you. I don't care about what happened right now. I'm talking about the safety of my deputies that are going to go into that house right now.
There's nobody in that house that you should be afraid of or concerned
Well,
for.
you say that, but I mean, is there any weapons?
I'm
in
not
the house?
dangerous. We never had a gun. We never had any guns. I don't know why.
Listen to me, like I said, I'm not
sorry
saying
for
you
that.
did. I don't know. But I know that there's a kid with you, and you're describing him, and he's not matching the description that you're.
No, he's not here. He's
Where
not
is
here. He's in Rhode Island.
The kid that came out of the house first.
Yeah, that's who lives there.
And his name is?
I forget.
Man, I'm not saying that, listen, you're not.
I really can't
So
remember
you're
his
saying
name
there's
right
nobody
now.
else in the house?
No, there's not. I'm my mother's life. There's nobody
Okay,
else
are there
in
any
the
weapons
house.
in the house?
There's no weapons in the house. I don't have any weapons. I never had a weapon.
I'm not saying you specifically. I'm
I got
saying
you.
in general. Because you were with somebody else.
Yes.
So that's the person I'm interested in. Where is that person?
He's in Rhode Island. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I was gonna return that car to his other house. That's what I was going to do. I swear to God, and everything I love, I was gonna return that car to that man's other house. I swear to God. I know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. But
You're making statements about it, so I'm just going to read you Miranda rights so that you
Okay,
understand
I know.
Miranda.
I get you, man.
So I still got it. You have the right to remain silent. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to continue talking to me or answer any questions or make a statement at this time?
I do not, sir.
I'm sorry?
I do not, sir.
Officers enter the house to clear it. It appears Jonathan was telling the truth as Logan was nowhere to be found. Officers ensure Jonathan is comfortable throughout the search, and he appears to reciprocate the politeness every time.
Air back on.
What's up?
So is the air coming out back here
Yeah,
for you?
it's on. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Just check on it. He's still okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Tired of typing tons of notes during class? There's finally a better way. It's called Otter. Let's say I'm in class. I just hit record, and as you can see, everything I'm saying is turning into a transcript as I talk in real time. Because Otter is transcribing everything, I can actually listen to the professor.
Still doing the tape back here, man?
Yes, sir, man.
All right.
Thank you. Ow!
Hey, bro, real quick, what's your first name? Huh?
Jonathan Costa.
Jon?
J-O-H-N-A-C-H-A-N.
What's up, man? What's up? Alright, you good, right? You don't need medical attention, you're not hurt?
No, I'm good, man. Thank you.
Alright, I'm only asking because you're like talking quick and you're like...
I'm sorry, I was like...
I know you're
didn't
sleeping,
sleep
you're
at
waking
all.
up. I'm just asking to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
They read you Miranda, right? Are you here talking to me or no?
Not really. I mean, what's the question, man?
It's a yes or no question. You read Miranda, you're about your rights.
Yeah.
I believe the first time you didn't want to talk to us. For him to give you one more opportunity to talk to me before we go down to jail. It's a yes or no. It's simple. I'm not going to harbor, come at you. Just yes or no. Do you want to talk to me?
I'd rather have my attorney talk.
Okay, no worries. We're going to switch cars real quick. Just step out for me. Face this car.
For his case in Florida, Jonathan faced charges for 1 count of grand theft auto and 1 count of fleeing law enforcement at high speeds with wanton disregard. After initially submitting a plea of not guilty, Jonathan submitted a nolo contendere plea in Florida, meaning he would not admit guilt, but he would agree to be charged as if he were guilty. His grand theft auto charge is listed as an announcement of no information. This is likely due to the actions of the charge stemming from another county outside of Florida, where he will face the charges at that time. His fleeing charge resulted in a 270-day jail sentence, which came with 35 days of jail credit. He is expected to be released from Flagler. On the night of October 5, 2022, officers were dispatched to a complaint of vehicles racing in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Reckless driving in Sherman and Fairmount area. Unknown description of the vehicle, but a vehicle is recklessly driving in the area. Ongoing issue. Vehicle has been doing this for the past few hours.
However, the incident was quickly upgraded to a major crash involving multiple vehicles. As the first squad arrives on scene, one officer immediately begins directing traffic.
Hey, keep going, bro. Keep going.
While the other heads towards the scene of the accident.
You okay?
The driver of the vehicle is found sitting on the outside of the car on the curb.
Are you okay? He's strapped.
The passenger seems to have been thrown into the back seat of the vehicle.
Jet fire?
Negative. I'll get your vehicle information shortly.
All occupants are out of the vehicle.
There's one occupant trapped in the black Mercedes. They're trying to get him out right now.
Did someone pull you from the vehicle or did you climb out? Do you have ID?
No, I don't
Were you driving this car, man? Were you driving this car, man? Were you driving this black car? What's your last name, bud? Huh?
M-U-R. Oh, my... I can't feel my leg, y'all.
Wait, we're gonna get it checked. Spell your last name again for me. MC.
M-U-R.
M-U-R.
M-C-U-R.
MC. M-C-U-R. Spell your last name again for me, man. MC.
M-U-R.
M-U-R.
T-R-Y.
T-R.
T-R-Y.
T-R-Y.
Yeah.
What's your first name?
J-I.
J-I.
Yeah, J-I.
Say J-A-Y?
J-I. Oh, but my arm popping out of place.
J-A. It's okay. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. J-A-I. Spell your first name, man. J-A-I.
Q-U.
I. J-A-I-Q-U. A-N-N.
Yeah.
Do you have a middle initial?
Q.
The officer learns the driver's name is Jaquan Q. McMurtry. After blocking traffic off with cones, the second officer runs to the scene and checks on one of the other vehicles involved in the crash.
Anyone in here? Trapped or no? Yeah. And were you in here by yourself? Yeah? What's hurting right now?
My whole body.
Your whole body? Okay. You got a driver's license or anything on you?
I can't get to it.
Okay, that's fine, bud.
Driving license.
Okay. Which way were you driving?
I'm going straight.
All right. What happened?
They was at the lights up there, right? They stopped at the green light. So I went around them. They was just sitting there. I don't know why, but I just had a feeling something's gonna happen. Then I just looked in my mirrors and I checked and I seen the first car fly past me, almost hit me. Then that car, I don't know what happened, and I just got hit.
Did you feel where you got hit at first?
It came from the back.
Okay, what's your address?
Bro.
What's your address? What's your address, man? Okay.
Oh my God, bro, what's up?
Was this young man in this car right here?
Yeah, he was in this car.
Okay, do you see where he was sitting?
I think he was the driver.
The driver? Okay, thank you.
The officer shares Jaquan's information to the firefighter. It is immediately apparent that he is suffering from many injuries, and officials soon discover that he will need to be put in a neck brace to prevent further injury. As the officer walks away, you can see the wreckage from the car is scattered all over the road. Reports conducted at a later date determined the car was traveling 109 miles an hour during the street race that caused the accident. A firefighter is seen starting up the jaws of life for the passenger of the vehicle, whose identity is not yet known. The passenger's injuries also appear much more severe than Jaquan's, and so officials focus their attention towards getting him into an ambulance first.
Why is they racing?
So there was racing another car?
Yeah. The other car didn't hit me, so it kept going. That car hit me from that side.
From that side?
I guess, or the back. And then the other car almost hit me from this side.
Okay.
So as soon as I seen that car almost hit me, you know, I kind of, got over a little bit. So I'm looking in my other mirror, seeing this other car.
You want to go to the hospital? Yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
Mom.
Can you walk?
I don't know. I haven't got out the car, Mom. I'm hurt.
Don't move, man.
Mom.
Hi guys, what you are looking at right here are all of the Sony cameras that I currently own. A7R5, ZV-E1, FX30, A6700, ZV-E10 original, and you are looking at the ZV-E10 Mark II. Now these are my cameras. I bought them with my wife's own money. Should have never given me access to the joint bank account. You know what I'm saying? But I use all of these cameras for my own personal use and my own content creation in different ways. I mix and match. I utilize all of them. However, when it comes to video, if I have to go somewhere where I am required on a project, or it's something I don't know what I'm walking into, getting paid to do it, or it's just footage I simply cannot lose, 100% of the time, I am taking the FX30. This, in my opinion, is Sony's best value video camera, so we should talk about it. I have been wanting to make this video for a while, but I picked right now to release it because Sony is currently having a sale on this camera, $200 off, which is the most I have seen off on the FX30. I will leave links down below. Make sure to check those out, and hopefully the sale is still going. As many of you know, pretty much any Sony camera released in the last few years can get you wonderful video footage with an excellent image and fantastic autofocus. In fact, the FX30 shares the same sensor with the A6700 and this camera right here, the ZV-E10 Mark II. So you can certainly get identical image quality in those two cameras when it comes to video. However, there is more to the FX30 than just the sensor, so let's get into those details. Point number one, all day, everyday reliability. There are several features on this camera that make it one of the most reliable cameras on the market. The first one is the fan. An internal fan on this thing just makes it rock solid. I have recorded 4K 120 until the battery ran out in a hot environment. Nothing matters to this camera. It will still keep going. This and the FX3 are the only cameras I would trust in the Sony lineup to do a ridiculously hard job in the blistering sun for hours and hours. I have streamed this thing for 6 hours. It doesn't matter what you do, it will just keep going. And most cameras will overheat eventually if they're in a stressful environment and you're recording long enough. However, this one right here and the FX3, its big brother with that internal fan, so ridiculously reliable. It also has 2 card slots for simultaneous recording. You can always have a backup of your footage in case something happens to one of your SD cards. When you're trying to do pro work, you're being paid, someone's having a wedding, someone's giving birth at a wedding, you definitely want to be able to have that footage, and if something corrupts on one of the cards, at least you have a backup. All pros like 2 card slots if they can get it. Both of the slots are cleverly designed so you can fit in the faster CF Express A cards or the regular SD cards. Also on the subject of reliability, it is weather sealed and tough as nails. So you can take this out in the harsh elements and you don't have to worry about your FX30. If it hits somebody else, they have to worry about it because this thing is going to be fine. The other person's head, not so much. Don't use your camera as a weapon. Point number 2, ergonomics and usability. This camera is set up for video. Everything is at the touch of a button. We'll get to that in a second, but it also has 6 /20 threads all around the camera. Now you can get a cage if you want, or you can just mount things directly to the camera because it basically has a cage built right in. Now, if you buy the optional XLR handle, that goes right into the Sony hot shoe. You can connect 4-channel audio so you can get some fancy XLR mics, phantom power, doesn't matter, plug them right in there and then they will be synced with your footage right away. No need to sync in post. Makes it such a great compact little setup. And look at this, you can get this cheap little half cage from Newer, stick a V-mount battery on there, connect that through the USB-C port, and now you have all day power to go along with your very reliable camera and your professional audio, and this is your whole setup. It also features Sony's highest resolution LCD, 2.36 million dots. I wish that Sony would put this screen on all of the cameras, but I am glad that it is on this one, especially because this doesn't have an EVF. With the button layout, you see this is a video camera. This is not a photo camera. It has the toggle for zooming. If you're using clear image zoom or you have power zooms, you can use the toggle to go from wide to tight. It has a white balance and ISO right on the top. On the back, you will see different labeling than you would see on a photo camera. It has the zebras, the shutter, the peaking. Front, you have a secondary record button. You have a dial on the front, a dial on the back, and a scroll scroll wheel as well that you can program to anything you want. And on the top, you also have a textured button so you can move your focus point around to your heart's content. For ports, you have a 3.5mm mic jack in, you have 3.5 headphone out for monitoring your audio. You also have a USB-C port for charging and power delivery, as well as streaming. You can live stream up to 1080-60 from the USB-C port. You can do 4K 15 frames per second, but I don't know who would ever use that. So 1080 though, you are good to go. You also have a multi-interface port as well for connecting other devices, and you have a full-size HDMI port. Now that makes a big difference to a lot of people, myself included. I have broken off an HDMI cable in those micro HDMI ports more than once. Haven't damaged any cameras, luckily, but I certainly damaged those cords. I always prefer using a full size when I can get it. There's also a very deep grip on this camera with lots of lens clearance there for your fingers. I actually find it the most comfortable grip in the entire Sony lineup. When you press record on the camera, tally lights light up all around this thing like a Christmas tree, which is great because then you definitely know you are recording. You don't want to look like a boob who pressed the record button twice and didn't notice that his camera wasn't recording something very important. The record button actually has a red ring that goes up around it. Front tally light right here. The LCD screen also gets a red ring around it if you set it up that way. And on the back, another big old tally light to let you know you are not screwing this job up. Point number 3 is something that I don't hear a lot of people talk about when they talk about the FX30, and that is stabilization. This camera actually has quite good stabilization. It has a built-in IBIS system as well as electronic stabilization. You can also record gyro data right to the SD cards, and then you can use Catalyst Browse, Catalyst Prepare, or GyroFlow and smooth out your footage so that it comes out like a gimbal. And even though this is a bigger, heavier camera than something like the ZV-E10 Mark II, this one actually comes out with smoother footage if you are vlogging because it uses the combination of the IBIS and the electronic stabilization, and it only crops in about 10 or 12% with that electronic stabilization, whereas the ZV-E10 Mark II relies entirely on electronic stabilization, and that crops in about 33%, so you get a wider field of view and a bit of a smoother ride. Number 4, video features. This camera's had a few updates since its release. When it was released, it was already a great video camera. Now, it is even better and more well-rounded. The long-awaited shutter angle that everybody was begging Sony for is now in this camera, so that's great. You can set your 180-degree rule. You don't have to worry about it. Shoot 4K 30, shoot 4K 120. It will make the adjustment for you. It also now has anamorphic D-squeeze right in the camera, so if you attach some anamorphic cinema lenses to it, you can see the image properly on your LCD instead of that weird squished version. Of course, it does 10-bit 422, 4K 60 with no crop, 4K 120 at a 1.5 times crop. So yeah, 1.5 times crop, but at least you get 4K 120 on this camera, and I have used that a ton. As long as you are in decent light, you are going to get some great 4K 120 footage, and it won't overheat on you with that fan. It also has pro features like the ability to put timecode in and to also output 16-bit RAW over HDMI. So people who are working in the industry, who have bigger, fancier cameras like Sony Venices and other things that rich people have, you can partner this camera with those cameras and be able to have some of the same workflow. Such a great professional camera for us mere mortals who can't buy a $100,000 camera. Maybe if my wife gets a second job, get off your butt, Sarah. Speaking of the pro stuff, you get an entirely separate menu for the Cine EI menu system, so pros who are used to that system can use it right here on this camera, and you can also shoot DCI 4K. And of course, let's not forget about the Pro Audio 4 channels on this guy. The fifth point has to be the value proposition of the FX30. You can shoot your own personal work. You can shoot your content creation, have your own YouTube studio. Yes, it can do all of those things, but if you want to run a 3-hour podcast, or you're trying to record a long service, or you're doing somebody's wedding, you're shooting commercials, shooting movies, whatever you want to do, pro work or personal work, this camera will get it done for less than $1,800 USD. That is the full retail price. Sometimes Sony will put it on sale for $200 off or $100 off, but even at full retail price, which is what I paid, this camera is more than worth it. If I'm shooting something that I cannot lose or I'm getting paid, the only camera that I would consider over this one is the FX3, and that costs more than twice as much as this guy, and that is without factoring in the lenses. This thing takes APS-C lenses, some of which are absolutely fantastic, but much cheaper than full-frame equivalents. This one here has a 15mm that I use all the time. I'm using it right now. My 15mm 1.4 from Sony, that competes very mightily with my 24mm G Master for full frame, yet it costs about half the price. There are also a ton of third-party lenses that can be very price attractive. This Sigma 18-50 f2.8 all the way through, look how small this is. First of all, this is one of the best lenses I have ever tested for any system, full frame APS-C, it doesn't matter. This one's around $500 for that focal range. You have lenses from Yongnuo, from Tamron, from TT Artisan. Viltrox has a series of lenses called the Air series. The APS-C lenses there are about $180 to go along with your fancy FX30. You could have a wonderful setup for a decent amount of money. So let me know down below, do you have an FX30? Have you ever owned one? Do you want to own one? Put it down there in the comments. We'll have a nice little discussion about it. Thanks for watching this. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, does learning how to use your camera ever feel like you're trying to solve one of these? Well, you're not.
Oh boy, today we have a showdown. This is the Sony 15mm f1.4, which I just called in my last video the best APS-C lens for the Sony system that I have ever used. And that is still true. However, this lens is $748. So we're going to pit it up against two cheaper competitors that are fantastic lenses in their own right. The 16mm 1.4 from Sigma, my all-time favorite lens for the Sony APS-C system. Oh wait, there's one more. The Viltrox 13mm f1.4 joins the fight. I originally wasn't going to include this lens. I was going to make it a 15 Sony versus 16 Sigma, but in my comment section there were a lot of people demanding I throw in this Viltrox 13mm, and you know me, I like to bow to peer pressure, so it's in the battle. And yeah, sure, it's a lot more work for me, but hey, you guys benefit, right? It's all about you, isn't it? And now we're back in the studio because these three lenses are fantastic for the studio. This is the Sigma 16mm, which I have frequently shown you on my little channel over here. I'm on the A7 IV with the S-Log3, the Slog3, and I'm on the APS-C mode. I'm also using the active steady shot, which punches in a little bit further to give me my preferred framing. I like it at about this length in my little studio. But anyway, let's talk. I've been looking at some of the footage. Let me tell you, just you can't go wrong with either of these three lenses. You got to figure out which one is good for you. All three are absolutely outstanding. This is an embarrassment of riches, and I want them all. Well, I actually have two of them. So there's only one more to get, but it is the most expensive one, the Sony. But I have done a bunch of tests, and hopefully these tests will help you decide which lens is for you, if any. Although if you don't want one of these lenses, I don't know what to tell you. Me and you, we're not drinking the same milkshake. That doesn't sound like a phrase anyone's ever said before. Anyway, when it comes to focus breathing, let's start there. The Sony 15mm is the winner here. There is almost no focus, probably no focus breathing. I can't see any. The A7 IV actually has focus breathing compensation. You can use it with this lens. However, the frame doesn't change when you turn the focus breathing compensation on or off, because it doesn't need to change because the lens has no focus breathing. The Viltrox is also excellent when it comes to focus breathing, not quite as perfect as the Sony, and the Sigma is third probably in terms of focus breathing, but it's still excellent. Any of these lenses in terms of focus breathing are more than acceptable. Sony. But I have done a bunch of tests, and hopefully these tests will help you decide which lens is for you, if any. Although if you don't want one of these lenses, I don't know what to tell you. Me and you, we're not drinking the same milkshake. That doesn't sound like a phrase anyone's ever said before. Anyway, when it comes to focus breathing, let's start there. The Sony 15mm is the winner here. There is almost no